Hi everybody and welcome to HardReset.Info channel. Today I'm going to show you how you can easily create a very simple project in Python. As you can see, here I do have installed PyCharm. This is a code editor with the Python where you can just edit a code in Python. So today we are going to write two simple scripts. The first one will be some simple calculator. So at first we have to use the print command. The print command just prints just the text, the output. So we can just write a HardReset.Info simple calculator. The print just outputs our text that is inside. So now this is a calculator, so we can print ourselves a very simple text. Choose the operation here, and now we have the four operations that are basic in the calculator. First we have the subtraction, multiplication, division and addition. So let's write it. Print brackets and the text here 1, 2, 3 and 4, and at first we can do the addition 1, add, and it will be the plus 1. The second one can be subtraction, the minus 1. The third one can be multiplication, and the fourth one can be division. As you can see, four simple text operations that are here, and now we have to do a input. So to do an input we just have to write input and brackets. Here we have to open the text, and now operation. Here now we can write anything just to make us clear what we want to do. Something like that I think will be much easier. As you can see, now we have our input created, but what now? We just have to do a variable where this operation will go. So let's create an operation variable. To do so we just have to write the text, and here as you can see now the operation will be into input, and here plus minus, division or multiplication. Now we have to take the numbers from the user, so we have to do the input again. Input, enter the first number, and input, enter the second number. This input is just for the calculator. This is the very simple calculator without any further numbers, etc. We just have two numbers. Now as you can see we have these two inputs, but what now? These are the text ones, so what to do? At first we have to do the variables, number 1, and we have to convert this input into a float, which is the number with the thing is after it, or we have the int with it's just one singular number. So we can do float and brackets around the input. This will make our input a float. Now we have to do the same with the second one, number 2 equals float, not here, float brackets around the input, and here we have the two numbers. Let's check if that works using this button in the top right corner here. As you can see, HardReset.Info simple calculator. Choose the operation. Add, subtract, multiply, and divide. This is what the prints do. Here now we can enter the operation. I want to, for example, subtract. And here we have the second input for the first number. Enter the first number, for example 5, and enter the second number 2. This is our whole program that we did now. And here we have the three variables. The one is operation, the second is number 1, the third is number 2. What to do now? We have to check what the user did right. So, if statement and operation. So if the operation is, for example, plus, we have to do the addition. So if operation equals double, we have to do this string plus. We have to here do something like that. And now we have to create a result variable using the result equals number 1 plus number 2. And as you can see, let's check if that works. We have to print the result. Result of your operation is. And here, result. Let's check if that works again. As you can see, so I will add now the operation plus the addition and enter the first number 10, enter the second number 2. As you can see, result of your operation is 12.0. That's nice. Let's do the next one. So we have to do the else if operation. So it won't be else if, not like that, elif. The else if operation is called elif, and now we can check if the operation is something else, not only every other possibility. So else if our operation equals minus, let's get the result equals to number 1 minus number 2. It doesn't really matter if we have the numbers below 0, because it is only a subtraction. Next one, we have the multiplication. Elif operation equals this letter star. Result equals number 1 multiplied by number 2. And now the worst is coming. Elif operation equals division. Here we have the result equals number 1 divided by number 2. But now, what if our number 2 is 0? Yeah, that's a problem. We have to do the if statement here. Number 2 is not 0. We can go with it. Else statement, so not else if, only else, because we don't have to do the else if statement. Else result equals cannot divide by 0. And now we have our division done. But what if we entered any text value and we will have any errors, right? We have to do else here to, as you can see, answer this if operation here. Else result equals invalid operation. It's because if our operation is not these 4 chars, for example, I will enter A, the result will be invalid operation. Now let's check if our program works. Choose the operation. I will choose the, for example, division. And let's check if we can divide by 0. 30, 0. As you can see, result of your operation is cannot divide by 0. That's nice. Now let's check if the division itself works. Division. The first number, for example, is 20, and we can divide it by 5. As you can see, result of your operation is 4.0. Apart from that, we have, of course, multiplication, subtraction, etc. Let's check if the multiplication works. 3 times 2, 6. So what if we enter a number that is not int, not only a singular number? For example, operation multiplication 3.5 times 2. Result is 7. We just have to enter a dot here, not a comma. So now let's check if we enter in operation some other term. Enter the first number, 1, 2. As you can see, result of operation is invalid operation. And that is the first program, which is the calculator. Very simple and short. So now let's do a new Python file, which will be a simple ATM Python file. It will be easier than you might think. Let's enter the different folder. As you can see, now we have the ATM. So at first we have to think, what do we have in the ATM? At first we can insert the money into it, we can withdraw the money, we can check our balance and check cash we have in our hand. So at first we have to do the variable that will represent our balance. Balance, for example, will be 500 on our account by default, and cash in hand will be 250. Now we have to do the loop for our ATM while true. While true is the loop that if we won't stop it, it won't stop never. So now let's print again, welcome to the HardReset.Info ATM. Now we can do the options. For example, the first one is inserting the money. Let's copy that. Here we can withdraw the money. As you can see, I am doing these tabulations over here, these spaces tabulations. It is important in Python, not in every other language. In Python it is important because otherwise your program won't work. Because if the print statement will be here, it won't be in the while true loop. So now let's go with the another print. The free option, for example, will be check your balance. The fourth one, check how much you have in the hand. So, for example, check cash in hand. And to exit the loop, we have to do the fifth one. To exit the loop, exit the ATM. Now we have to be in the loop. We have to write with these tabulations all the time. So now let's get the operation from our user. So again, operation equals input, choose the option E1 to 5. Now we have the operation input, choose the option 1 to 5. Our operation variable will read this input value that we write. Now, if the operation equals 1, we can insert the money. So let's do the variable called amount, and let's do the input with the float. Float input, enter the amount to deposit. Now, as you can see, balance equals balance plus amount. As you can see, this is a very long term. Balance equals balance plus amount. We can do this more easily using the plus equals amount. It's the same as it was here, but as you can see, it was easier. This is the same. And now we can decrease the cash in hand using this amount. Cash in hand plus minus equals amount. But at first we have to check if we have the balance for inserting the money. So let's at first do something like that. If amount, with all these brackets, if amount is more than cash in hand, we can do, for example, the print you don't have the money for that. Don't have, not had. Don't have the money for that. Otherwise, so we have to do the else statement. Else, we can increase the balance of our account and decrease the cash in hand. That is the operation 1. The operation 2 is withdrawing the money. So if operation equals 2, now we have to do the amount again to declare a variable, and amount equals float input, again enter the amount to withdraw. And now we have the if amount without these brackets is more than balance on our account, we have to do a print you can't do that. You don't have that much money. Otherwise, we can print else and print you have successfully withdrawn the amount. After, as you can see, this comma here, amount, comma, again text, your new balance is, and comma, balance. We can go back to this because we didn't write anything here, so we won't know if that works. Print you have successfully with 2 S, of course, successfully, we have this T here, deposited the comma amount, comma text from your to your account, your new balance is here, comma balance. Now we can go to the operation number 3, which was checking your balance. If operation equals 3, print your current balance is, comma balance. As you can see, I'm strictly going with these tabulations here, because otherwise my program won't work. So remember that. Now we have the if operation equals 4, then we can do check cash in hand. So print you have cash in hand, cash in your hand right now. It's that easy. Now we can exit. If operation equals 5, then we can print thank you for using HardReset.Info ATM. Goodbye. Now we can go and do a else statement to the operation, which will be here, else. And now we can do print invalid operation. Please try again. Now, this else statement is if we entered a number that is different from 1 to 5. But as you can see, we can exit our loop using this fifth operation. But here's only the print one. So how to exit my ATM? Don't worry, I got you. You just have to type break to break the loop. And now our program works. Let's check every feature. So at first we can check our balance, which is 3. Your current balance is 500. Now we can go to the fourth one. Your current balance is 250. Then we can go to insert the money. Now we can enter the amount to deposit. So if you want to enter the amount to deposit, we can click I want to deposit to my account 250, all my money. As you can see, you have successfully deposited the 250 to your account. Your new balance is 750. Now let's check my cash in hand right now. You have 0.0 cash in your hand right now. So now let's withdraw the money with the number 2. Enter the amount to withdraw. I want to withdraw 750. Now we can check our cash in hand, which is 750. And that's it. Hope it helps you, and goodbye.